in the lane. Got the bounce. And second chance points for Luka. Doncic gets it done. That is a difficult finish. Around and down for Porzingis for three. Luka on the money. A turnaround shot off the glass and money for Porzingis.
Luka with the nice little step back.
And the Mavericks savor the flavor of victory in Orlando for the first time.
The Mavs in action last night. Luka putting in work. Richard Jefferson back here with us. Max, I want to start with you on this one. I know how much you love Porzingis as well and how upset you were when the Knicks got rid of him. Tell me this. Do Luka and Porzingis belong in the top two convo in terms of duos?
In the conversation, absolutely. Now, I would take Kawhi and Paul George number one. I think LeBron and AD also have a very good case. But in the conversation, it's like, tell me about the MVP conversation. I think it's Giannis. Some people think it's LeBron. AD ain't going to win it. But should he be in the conversation? Yeah. Porzingis and Luka should be in the best duo conversation, and I think they will win a championship together. I don't think it will be this year, but I think they will do it together, and I thought if Porzingis could stay healthy, that was going to happen when they traded Porzingis, when the Knicks traded him to the Mavericks. Let's start with Porzingis. Do you understand? Like, everyone knows how special Luka is. Almost averaging a 30-point triple-double as a second-year NBA player, right? And every level he's played at since he's a kid, he dominates that league with older, more experienced players, including the NBA, as it turns out. He's amazing, and everyone knows it. Porzingis is the one who gets slept on. People are forgetting what Porzingis was before the injury. He was really the number one part of his game was defense. He would step on the court, and the entire other team's offense changed. It's not just that he averages 2 blocks a game, because, by the way, he's already back to being about a 20-point, 10-rebound, 2-block guy. 20, 10, and 2 for a center in the modern NBA is great. And he's doing it pretty efficiently, too. He can shoot the 3, the whole thing. But it was never really his offense. The offense had to catch up. It was already excellent, but it had to catch up to the defense. And then when you have the injury he had, you need a year to come back and then a year to get back to where you were. And it looked like that wouldn't be this season except for the hiatus because of the pandemic. Maybe it gave him even more time to rest because he has been a monster since he came back. They've lost a couple of close games to hot teams, an overtime loss, a 1-possession loss, a 2-possession loss. And Porzingis is dropping, and then they got to win. Porzingis is dropping 39 and 16. He has another 30-point game. What we didn't drop last night, 22 and 9. But he's doing it. He can score in the paint. He can shoot the 3. He can take another big off the dribble. He can defend in space for a guy who's 7'3". He can defend the paint. Like, Porzingis is a beast, and I believe if he stays healthy, can be an MVP one day in the NBA, because don't forget, it's not just that he has to get back to where he was ascending rapidly. He should go back to that ascension, and I think we're seeing it now. So you have an MVP candidate in Luka and a guy in Porzingis who's getting there on the same team, not even in their primes yet. Yes, already they deserve mention among the best duos in the NBA.
Okay, America, I just want to apologize on behalf of our entire team because Max did not answer the question. The question was, are they a top 2 in pairs? And the answer is no, they are not. They're a top 5. And the difference between being 1 or 2 and being top 5, especially in this league, is huge. The fact that you contradicted yourself, the fact that you would pick Paul George and Kawhi over LeBron and AD. You just said LeBron is in the MVP and AD should be in the MVP race right now. And Kawhi, and look, no disrespect to the 2-time champion, the 2-time finals MVP, and Paul George, who's a bad, bad boy. Like, all of those guys are impressive. But ultimately, it goes LeBron and AD. Then I would go Russell and James. Then I would go Paul George and Kawhi. Now, I know people are going to say, well, those guys don't have a championship, but we're just talking about pairs. We're not talking about teams. We're not talking about accolades. We're just purely talking about pairs. Right now, Luka and Porzingis are in the top 5. And eventually, to your point, will they win a championship if they stay together and stay healthy? I believe without a doubt, because they have 2 unique players that dominate both sides of the ball. You have a great defensive player in Porzingis. You have a ridiculous offensive player in Luka, and they complement each other extremely well, and they're in a great organization. But ultimately, are they in the top 2? No. Truth be told, they're not even really that close to being in the top 2, but they are in the top 5.
How you figure? Hold on. First of all, when it mattered most, Kawhi proved he was the best player in the world last season. And Paul George, until he got hurt, was an MVP candidate. Certainly a top 5 MVP candidate. That's number one. So, but I would agree that I'll take Kawhi and Paul George, and I'll take LeBron and AD for now. I'm not taking anyone else over Luka and Porzingis. I think Harden and Westbrook are right there. I wouldn't put them above. And who else are we talking about, really? Like, Porzingis is 2 inches taller than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and shoots the three. And as I said, can take another big off the dribble. And offense isn't even the name of his game.
But we're talking about now. We're talking about
right now.
We're talking about right now. Not 10. Yeah, but what I'm saying, though, is right now, not 5 years in the future, because you're right. If you're talking about 4 years in the future, those guys are the answer. If you're talking about 3 years in the future, those guys are most likely the answer. But right now, they are not. They are in the 7th seed. They are one of the worst clutch teams in the NBA. They have the best offense, but they have one of the worst efficiencies when it comes to the last 5 minutes of a game where it's a 5-point game. That is not dominance. That is not dominance. You can't tell me that the 7th seed, especially when they have talent around them, all of a sudden, they have won what?
They have one fewer win than the Rockets.
They have won what?
They have one fewer win than the Rockets, and unlike the Rockets, what's that?
No. My point that I was trying to make is in the future, they are the answer. In 3 years, they are the answer. Today, right now, they are not in the top 2.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.